and welcome to what is today, the 28th? Let's look here real quick. It is Monday, November 28th. We got, counting today, 3 days left in the month of November. Then we're crawling into December. Let me see here. Go on and get everything linked in here together. There we is, right there. Little thumbs up for myself. Get this all linked in. We can see who all's here this morning. There's that. And then we'll share it out on Facebook. And we'll get this puppy started right. I saw somebody pop in there right as I was coming over to the Facebook page. Boom, there it is. It is Tony. Oh yeah, Tony? You was just watching Lord of the Rings. I found that last night. I was scrolling through just to find a good thumbnail, and that popped up, and I'm like, oh God, it's Monday. That's perfect. That's perfect. Morning, Chris. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing good. Like I said, guys, counting today, we have 3 days left. 3 days left in the month of November. I've already got the video set up for tomorrow, the last video in commemoration of Native American Indian Heritage Month. This one's a good one. This one's really good. I think I finished on a high note for the month. Then, of course, we got December starting. We all know what December's like on this channel. There's a whole lot of ho-hoing going on. Mondays aren't anything here but another day. Same here, bud. Same here. Except, with the wife's schedule at the casino, Monday is our Friday because she's off Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So, we call it our Friday, and she's all excited to end work on Monday evening and get her 2 days off. So, yeah, I guess that's the only difference here. Was watching Stallone's new TV series, Tulsa King. It's fantastic and funny. I hadn't even heard of it. Especially now since they put 2 hours of local news on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, I remember growing up, we had the 12 o'clock news on our local channels, Monday through Friday. But if you ever had any doubt if it was a Saturday, you just had to be tuning in there at noon. And if the news didn't come on, it was a weekend day. I think that's one thing I really do miss about having streaming TVs is our local. Well, nothing's really local. An hour away, hour and 40 minutes away is our local channel. So, I guess we got South Bend. So he plays a mobster that's just got out of prison after 25 years, and the family sends him to Oklahoma. Have to look into that. Tulsa King. Get me a pen here. I'm going to write that down. We'll write it down over here. What channel is that on? What channel is that on, Chris? You know, Tony, I was never, I can't say I never cared about him. Um, I loved his, I mean, I loved his Rambo films and stuff like that when I was younger. I wasn't real big on the Expendables. That was just kind of, but I loved the Stallone films when I was younger. So I try to check out I try to check out his stuff when it does come out, and if I really like it, I'll watch it again or whatever. If I don't, then I don't even make it halfway through the first time. He's acting, and his acting in this one is one of his best in years. Huh? What channel is it on, Chris? I don't know if you heard me when I asked the first time. Well, you know, it don't really matter. I can do a search on our streaming on our Roku, and it'll pull it up. Scroll up, you put it in. Um, we're watching Stallone's new TV series, Tulsa King. It's fantastic funny. He plays a mobster. Prison, 25 years. Family sends him to Oklahoma. Comes on every Sunday. His acting's best in years. I don't see the channel anywhere. But like I said, I'll look for it. Let me live chat. See if maybe I missed something. Comes on every Sunday. Prison, 25 years Oklahoma. Watching Stone's TV series, Tulsa King. Yeah, I'll search for it. It's real easy to do. So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know we touched a little bit on it come on Friday, but man, I'll tell you what, we finally we finally finished the Thanksgiving left. Well, we still got a little bit of sweet potatoes and still got a little bit of green bean casserole in there, but everything else is gone. Um, and of course, you know, because of the fact that I guess Hawaiian rolls have become the new toilet paper. You know, 2 years ago you couldn't find toilet paper anywhere. Now you can't find Hawaiian rolls anywhere. Our store got a buttload of them in, and I grabbed several packs of Hawaiian rolls. So for the last couple of days we've been having sliders. You know, I made White Castle sliders night before last. The wife made um, grilled chicken sliders last night. The pies are gone. Oh, now we still have pies. We still have pies, but I've told you I kind of sliver the pies, you know, just enough to taste them. Um, but yeah, we still have parts of 3 pies in the refrigerator. Full of pie that is. Still have green bean casserole left and a little stuffing. Oh, the stuffing, the deviled eggs, the mashed potatoes, the turkey. That was all gone like the next day. Yeah, parts of pies. You know, we don't have any full pies left in there. We've just got pieces and parts of pies. Crumbs ain't parts. Now I've still got half a sugar cream pie. My daughter and and the wife have still got half of a key lime pie, and we got about half of a sweet potato pie. And good morning, John. Hope you're doing well this morning, bud. So, like I was saying earlier, I have got tomorrow's video already done, set for premiere tomorrow morning. Um, what pumpkin? What are you calling? Um, actually, pumpkin pie was the one thing we couldn't find anywhere. Only having one local store and a local farmer's market kind of cuts down on our ability to do any in-depth shopping. So, you know, one store ordered like 6 pumpkin pies and they were gone the day before Thanksgiving, and I think the other store had 8 or 10 and they were gone. So we didn't get pumpkin pie. Funny thing is, I have turkey burgers, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes in the freezer, so I could be eating it all over again this week. Walmart had tons of pies. Our nearest Walmart is about a half hour away, and we never go that direction. We never go that direction unless it's time to run to the meat market. So yeah, there was no going to Walmart for us. There were pumpkins nearly every damn house 3 weeks ago. And how I do? I'm doing fantastic. My college football team won their rivalry game. I'm so happy. There you go. There you go. We actually got to watch a little football on Thanksgiving around here, which really surprised me. I turned on sports. Grandma didn't have another stroke. She hates sports. I guess that's all Grandpa ever did when he was alive was watch sports, and it drove her nuts because the more she bitched about it, the more he turned up the TV. So now that he's gone, her general rule for the first 5 years I lived here was no sports in my house. But since we had company over on Thanksgiving, she sat out in the kitchen and us guys sat in the living room and watched football. Michigan beat us this weekend in a road game for the first time in 20 years. Wow. That reminds me, I have 6 to 8 quarts of pumpkin that I canned a couple of years back. There you go. All you need is some crust, and you got the fixings of a couple homemade pumpkin pies right there. A couple of big pumpkin pies. We took away Clemson 40-game win streak at home. There you go. There you go. I remember watching Clemson play years and years and years ago. One of the funniest things about going down to South Carolina when my aunt and uncle were both still alive down there. I must have been 12, going into Clemson and seeing the big orange tiger tracks on the road leading all the way into the city. I can make crust, but it's not worth the effort. We're talking pumpkin pie, man. What are you, effing communist? It's always worth the effort to make a pumpkin pie. Those frozen Walmart crusts are fine as long as you bake them for, yeah, yep. Not cooking for Christmas, just doing easy pizza delivery. Psst. We're going to be cooking again. I think the wife is actually off on Christmas Day this year, so I'll have a little help in the kitchen this time. Not the pie crusts are not worth the effort. Not the pie, the crusts are. Oh, okay, I got you. I understand. You are right though. Those frozen pie crusts. Well, even the ones that aren't frozen, the ones that are they come in the box about yay big. They're rolled up. There's two of them in there. Those aren't too awful bad. But like you said, you want to put them in and bake them first, at least halfway, and that way you can slip your pumpkin in and stuff like that. Throw it in the oven, bake it up the rest of the way. Throw a little whipped cream on there, and ta-da! Morning, Rusty. Good to see you, bud. Just woke up. Dude, I've been having a hard time waking up this morning. I bet I've had 6 or 8 cups of coffee this morning. And then again, we were up all night. Got to bed about 10 o'clock, and the wife's acid reflux kicked in about 1. And she was trying not to throw up on the way to the bathroom, trying not to throw up. And she wound up falling asleep sitting up when she finally got back to the bedroom. I woke her up, tried to get her to lay down. She fell over on my pillows. She was basically laying across the bed. So I got down to the foot of the bed and laid across the bed and couldn't go back to sleep. Couldn't go back to sleep. So I've been sitting in here since about 3 o'clock, doing my damnedest to wake up. I just ordered coffee, nearly $150 with tax. Wow. Yeah, I need to try to get some more coffee too. Um, I've got, I think, let me rephrase that. I think I have some coming for Christmas, from a couple different locations. Um, hopefully, I could use, some more Arbuckles and some Black Rifle. Got to feed the dog and the squeal. Yeah, I can't let the squeal starve. Most people I know don't have a clue about baking the crust first. Oh yeah, you can't put a raw crust down underneath pie filling and expect it to turn out good at all. 18 pounds of coffee. I'd be in heaven. 18 pounds of coffee. When I started buying it, online, it was right at $110. Wow. Coffee's apparently going up too. It's not going up here, but I've never ordered my coffee online either, so I have no clue. Debating if I want to go see Seasons Beatings. Violent Night. The previews for that look pretty good. Looks funny. You know, you guys know me. I'm all about the ha ha. You know, you show me a funny uh, a movie that's serious but with comedic overtones to it, and I'm all about it. I buy Sasquatch coffee. Never heard of it. Sasquatch coffee? Never heard of it before. Hmm. Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special was hilarious. I've not even seen it yet. I have not even seen it yet. But then again, I tried to get the wife to sit down the other night and watch A Christmas Story Christmas, and she told me it was just too early. It wasn't Christmas time yet. So I think we're going to sit down sometime over the next couple nights when she's off work and finally watch that. Salt 30 pounds for about 40 cents a pound. That's not too bad. It was okay, nothing like the original. No, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see everybody grown up. Um, that one clip in the trailer for it when Peter Billingsley turns around and looks at the camera and smiles. All I saw was that 12-year-old kid again that I remember from the original. Same smile, just 45 years older. Hey, Tony. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well over across the pond. I was actually just talking to another YouTuber a little bit ago from over your way. I think her name is I think it's Jamie or something like that. She's a photographer and videographer over there. Um, she was in what used to be 300 years ago the very outer edge of Sherwood, not very far from Nottingham, and she was filming the cemetery and the church where the Robin Hood tree is located at. So the tree that supposedly, according to legend, Robin and Marion become betrothed to each other. So, and local legend does still state that there was actually a Robin of Locksley Manor. So, I don't know. I don't know. Fucking typos are on target today. Set 1973, Mount Mr. York. Drew, what street do you live on? Um, Fulton. Fulton. That sounds interesting. I have to look for. Let me see here real quick. I might have it. Now, doggone it. Why did two tabs open up? Give me just a second and I will be. Hey, Danny. Good to see you, bud. Let me go back over here to library. There it is. Katie. Um. All right, let me see here. That's the name of her channel right there, Tony Lee. It's Katie Explores. It'd be a little easier for you to find. I was amazed. Beautiful, beautiful videography work. My girl lives about 10 minutes from Nottingham Castle. They closed it down last week. Nobody's been visiting it after they jacked the prices up. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure things are getting expensive. The only thing that's not getting expensive anymore is fuel. It's like Tony said earlier, it's actually starting to go down now. Hope you're doing good today, Danny. Notice that he passed right over that joke, Rusty. Hold on, I missed it. Um, um, the nightmare he is, Rusty. I would say, asshole. I didn't pass over it, damn it. I just didn't see it right away. Dropped 50 cents a gallon in 10 days. I've not noticed what it is. We've not been by the gas station in, well, since before Thanksgiving. So I've not really even noticed what it, not that I would notice anyway, because, somebody hit the pole down here at the gas station about a month ago and knocked it out. And I think the guy said it was like $8,000 to have him come out and work on it. So he's just been posting his little stand up flip sign right out at the road, so I don't even notice anymore what the gas is because it's not all lit up. Gas bills in the UK are horrible at the moment. A lot can't pay for heat. Oh my God, that's terrible. 386. That's not bad, really. 350 here yesterday. Very cool. Morning, Jan. Finally, or Jay. That's Jay. Shit. Where's Jan? Jan's not here. Finally headed out on the route. Just listening for today. See you tonight. Sounds good, bud. South Fulton. South Fulton. Well, be careful, Jay. I know you guys are getting a little bit better weather down there, just like we are. Our rain is over with finally. It only rained all day yesterday. 41 degrees and rainy. Today, I think we're supposed to be right around the same thing again, but no rain. So, we're having that very nice English summer here. if it's not snowing, it's raining. So we're going through gas like nobody's business, and that's with trying to economize. Yeah, I seen that we're supposed to get more snow on Wednesday. Gonna be 65 in Cincy tomorrow. I don't think we're gonna get quite quite there. Let me see here. Um, Nope. 45 today for a high, 55 tomorrow, 39 Wednesday, 34 Thursday, 33 or 43 Friday, 43 Saturday, 43 Sunday. So we're going to dip down into the 30s, then we're going to come right back up out of it again. Gonna have to make a fresh cup of tea. The dog drank the last one while I was typing the last comment. It's an English dog, man. It's an English dog. I mean, no one ever said it was only the English citizens that love their tea. English pets love their tea too. Somebody needs to come up. Somebody needs to develop an English pet playdate tea. You bring them over and put out little bowls of tea with the little cakes with the raspberry filling and or just some good crisps or something for them, or some, what do you guys call cookies over there? French fries or chips? Potato chips are crisps. What do you guys call cookies? Tea is meant for harbors. It's only overtaxed English tea that you throw in a harbor, dude. Bell ringing tomorrow and Wednesday, 8 to 6 at Sam's. See, I was just thinking about that yesterday, Danny. Um, Trying to figure out how I was going to get a little bell ringing time in this year with everybody. Trying to think of it anyway. And then trying to decide, are we gonna Ghostbuster it up, or are we gonna Santa Claus it up, or are we going to Drew it up? Santa Claus coat, blue jeans, cavalry boots, my white hat. She'll probably be here a little later. She had 8 o'clock eye doctor. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Good morning, Chris. Hope you're doing good, bud. How's things over there in Scotland this morning? Biscuits. Thank you. Thank you. Biscuits. Jammy Dodgers cookies are called biscuits. Gotcha. We Ghostbuster it up. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Sure, Chris. I can do that. I have no problem with that. I got a pretty open schedule. I've got my girls from California coming on this Friday, and then I've got my Monday and Friday streams. But other than that, sure. I won awards for raising the most money ringing bells for several years. Very cool. Very cool. I've never got a chance to do it before. But, the end of this year is I'm trying to do all that different stuff that I've always wanted to do. The adoptive family thing, the Secret Santa thing, the Toys for Tots thing. Since hooking up with Danny, meeting him, becoming friends with him, meeting the other Ghostbuster guys, going out and ringing a bell for the Salvation Army and stuff like that. It's things I've always wanted to do and never had a chance to. So I'm gonna try to end 2022 and bring in 2023, uh, doing shit I always wanted to do, never got a chance to. I rang in my colonial era clothes. Very cool. Very cool. All right, Chris, that sounds good. Yeah, just message me, bud. My girl likes chip cobs, basically French fry sandwiches. Never heard of it before. Never heard of a chip cob. Hmm. But then again, I'm a fat boy. I like to eat. That's one of my reasons for wanting to come to England and Scotland is to try traditional foods that either we don't have in the U.S. or they're completely named something different. We used to have a follower in Wales, and the last time I heard from her, she was compiling a box of English and Welsh treats, different chips, cookies, things like that, and gonna put me together a gift box and send it to me. But that was like 8 months ago, and I've not got it yet. So I'm thinking that I'm probably not going to. I had somebody in Inverness, uh, Scotland, that was going to get me together some iron brew and different kinds of Scottish treats and send it. I've been dying to try iron brew. I hear it's absolutely excellent, but then again, I had somebody from Australia that said they were going to send me a box that had Vegemite and all kinds of stuff in it too, and not heard from them in months and months and months. Monte Cristo in England, if it can go on bread, they'll make a sandwich out of it. Batter dipped deep fried ham and cheese sandwich. Now, see, I heard, what was it? Was it deep fried Mars bars and stuff like that? Also, they're into, I guess they're into breading and deep frying everything. If you can put breading on it and drop it in hot oil, it's a go for. Can one deep fry ice cream and butter and ham sandwich? Oh yeah. Well, several Mexican restaurants have been deep frying ice cream for years. I believe that shit ain't gonna kill you. I'm blue. Just had a peek and found Robin of Locksley and my illustrious in-laws. Nice. Also losing sound. Iron Brew is delicious. I heard it was. The South, they deep fry everything. Yeah, now see, Chris, I've heard that, but they didn't do that stuff when I lived down there. So I don't know. Down there, the big difference between the north and the south was up north here, they salt cure everything, and down south, they either honey cure it or sugar cure it. Morning sick as a dog yesterday. Body hurts from the neck down. Hey, Ty. Sorry you're under the weather, bud. That sucks. Hope you get to feeling better soon. The deep fried Mars bars are disgusting. Now, starting December, we'll be back on Thursday nights at 8 with our new show, You and I, on Paranormal Now. Very cool. I can't wait, bud. I can't wait. I've missed our Wednesday evenings together. Very cool. My daughter told me yesterday that her and her husband are giving me their Suburban. Good. You need another one. I'd kill for an old Suburban. I'd sell my right leg and my left testicle for. I'd give them away for a good old Suburban. That way, when we go on our expeditions and our hunts and stuff like that, we can put the wear and tear on my car, not on other people's personal cars. Not to mention, could you imagine a Suburban Ecto 1? Yep, I could. Ding. Deep fried Twinkies were started in the South. I've never had a deep fried Twinkie. I've heard of them. Never had one. At least I was able to eat and keep food down. Well, that's good. That's good. I was just saying earlier that um, the wife was up almost all night last night with acid reflux. So, it was really kind of funny because she finally got back in bed. And I forgot to mention this earlier. Ralphie jumped up on the bed and he was trying to kiss on her and sniff her and he smelled her breath. And she swears up and down he gagged. She said he almost acted like he threw up in his mouth a little bit. It's like when your breath smells so bad you can gag a cat. They lick their own butthole and everything. When your breath smells so bad you can gag a cat, it's time to go brush your teeth. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning or what the hell. When the cat goes, yeah. New theme, new guests. Very cool. Very cool. About the same as mine, 99 1500 with about half the miles. Very cool. Good morning, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Yes, I see the Suburban done up. Looks great. Buy the twin switch. It is awesome. Cool. Cool. I've never been into the gaming systems. My wife is a Nintendo gamer. Crash Bandicoot, the little purple dragon, stuff like that. She's an old game gamer. Now my daughter, oh yeah, she's playing all kinds of first shooter games and stuff right now and kicking butt. Yeah, I think a Suburban done up as an Ecto, because the back end is big enough you can actually put the carriage in it to slide out and hold all the proton packs and stuff. You got that big, huge roof for all the lights and everything. That'd be cool. Not to mention, kids just go nuts, man, when they see an Ecto pulled up somewhere with all the lights and everything on. We do it for the kids. We also do it for ourselves because we love the hell out of it. But we do it for the kids. Small glass of lukewarm milk helps mine when my acid reflux rolls up. She has an naproxol that she takes. She finally got a couple of those in her system, and they stopped all the suffering. So in the end, I'll have one to drive, one full of spare parts. I don't know that the Burb is any bigger than the old ass Caddy. Dude, I would love to find somebody with an old shitted out Miller Meteor sitting back behind a barn or something somewhere. I wouldn't give a crap if we had to form new body panels for that thing. I would I'd snag it in a second if I had to drag it home with horses. But yeah, you're right. I don't think the Suburban would be any bigger than the Meteor was. It was a big car. Home remedies before doctor's medicine. Amen. That's how it should be. I trust home remedies before I'll trust prescriptions. And that's the one thing I'm going to miss about my doctor. He's actually leaving December 1st, so I have to get my hands on a new doctor. But my doctor was very big on trying home remedies before you go spend money on medication. But he's still really young, so I'm sure he's not bought stock in any of the pharmaceutical companies yet. So I've been in a couple of old Cadillacs. Video screens don't do them justice. H3 looks awesome as an Ecto 2. I uh, I don't think I'll ever be able to afford one of those. So if we make it to Walmart, they sell deep fried Twinkies and Oreos in the freezer section. Wow, I had no clue. That's pretty cool. Hopefully, based um, 1976, I took my road test in a 66 Caddy sedan DeVille. Well, that's cool. That's very cool. I had a friend once. He's gone now. I think he was. I think his was a 66. I think his Cadillac was a 66. He had a black Cadillac that had normal doors on the front, but the back two doors were suicide doors. I didn't take, I didn't do my test until way later, 77. I would have swore, but I mean, it's been, my God, 15 years since I seen it. I would have swore he told me it was a Cadillac. It might have been a Lincoln. I don't know. Um, but I do know it was black. It was very, very, very long. Um, and the back doors on it were suicide doors. Um, it reminded me lengthwise. It reminded me of a limousine, but the doors were right up against each other. There was no space between them. It might have been a Lincoln. It might have been a Lincoln. I don't know. Missed my 71 Cuda. Had a chop top blower. Loved that car. I missed my 67 Ford Fairlane, bud. I missed that. It was completely stock. I mean, we had it chromed out. We stripped the Landau off the roof, completely done the interior. Had Krager SS's all the way around it. Had glass packs, straight pipes with glass packs on it. I mean, it was strictly a show car. It got parked every year, covered up with the cover, and parked in the garage from the end of October to the beginning of April. It didn't go out at all. I've been driving since '79. I don't recall caddies with suicide doors. Like I said, it very well may have been a Lincoln. El Dorado Brome, 1956-59. I miss muscle cars. Hate these man bun woke mopes. I just said something to the wife probably a week or 2 weeks ago about that. The fact that our daughter is so unusual because she loves the old muscle cars. She loves the old muscle trucks, the old Fords and stuff with the chop tops, the flared fenders on the bed and stuff, straight pipes. She loves that stuff. She is such an unusual kid. Kids these days want frickin' $75,000 foreign cars, and my daughter'd be happy driving around an old '50 Ford with pipes coming up out of the bed with flamethrowers on it and stuff. Tub out the rear end so you could get her some 60 slicks on there or something like that where she could pull out of the school parking lot and burn some rubber. My first car was a '73 Ford Maverick with 3027 maroon, black leather bucket seats. I had an old Ford Maverick one time. It was baby poop brown with baby poop brown and tan interior and ran like poop. Nothing fancy, completely stock. Um, Ran like shit, but it got me from A to B and then back to A again. So I missed a couple of trucks, but no cars really. Those had suicide doors. Oh wow. I remember going in ancient Austin A7 as a kid. Had running boards, doors hinged in the back. Yeah, if the doors are hinged in the back, those are suicide doors. Instead of opening towards the front of the car, they open towards the back of the car. My first car was a '65 Chevy Impala SS with a blown up 396. Nice. Nice. I had a friend that drove an Impala. 60. No, his was either a 59 or a 60. Red, white, and chrome everywhere. I seen a I seen a picture the other day, and I wish I would have saved it. But it was a picture of an old, well, not old. It was about a 10 or 15-year-old pickup truck. Um, right about the time the SRSs came out, and it very well could have been an SRS rear end, but they had an old classic Studebaker front end on it. The bullet front end on the Studebaker in between the headlights. Thing looks sharp. It was all painted in candy apple red. I mean, this thing, I'd drive this thing with pride. This Franken truck, man. This car I got to buy and drive was a '65 Impala. Remember cherry bombs when the fiberglass melted out of them? I remember cherry bombs. I remember cherry bombs. 327 Power Glide. I think there was a doo-wop group called the Impalas. Yes, yes, there was. Had a '65 Impala lowrider with hydraulics. I don't, I don't, I was never really big on putting hydraulics on a car like that. Now, if you were driving like an old Merc or something like that, that sat this far off the ground, you had to kind of have hydraulics on it to get over speed bumps and stuff like that. But which are cool. Hey, I'll get with you Saturday about the new show setup. Love you, old man. Love you too, bud. Love you too. Yep, I'll see you on Saturday. Oh, I know, Chris. I do too. I love lowriders. Why am I pixelating? Second car I had that I could drive was a '67 Ford LTD with a 390 V4. I become instant Ford fan. Which is really kind of ironic because the second car I had was a 1972 Ford LTD. It was my grandmother and grandfather's. Um, what did that thing have in it? I swear to God, that was either a 390 or a 420, a 421. Huge, huge engine. I'll tell you what, for as big as that '72 LTD was, that sucker would fly. It was 1 mile from the highway to our road where I had to make the right turn to go to our house, and when I was, you know, late teens, I would turn off our highway. I would punch it. That back end would drop, and that sucker took off like a scared rabbit. I would be up over 100 mile an hour within that mile, and several times had to pass my road by and turn around at the neighbor's place and come back up to make my turn. And any little bump that thing hit when you go over a crossroad or something like that, you would feel that whole body lift up and come down. But then again, I always liked powerful cars. My Fairlane only had a 289 in it, and that thing would still fly. I raced my 289 up against my cousin's '76 Camaro, '74 Camaro on more than one occasion, and I'd leave him behind me. Or '70s and '80s. Yeah, these were like driving an aircraft carrier. You want an aircraft carrier, bud? You should have had my 1979 Mercury wagon. That thing was all of 18 or 20 feet long. Um, the back end of it, you could leave the back seats up, and the back end of it was so long from the back of the back seat to the tailgate that you could lay people down side by side. I think you could get four people comfortably lay down across there, and their feet would either not touch the tailgate or their head would not touch the back seat. It was absolutely incredible. I had a 71 Charger with a 440 Magnum that was scary as hell but impressive. Oh, looking back at our younger years, some of the stupid stuff we done. You know, I've told you guys before about going out on Saturday night with my friends and drinking at the barn with everybody. 3 o'clock in the morning. Here I am. I mean, nobody on the highway. You know, here I am in the right lane going 90 miles an hour. Here's my buddy who's now a cop. Matter of fact, my buddy now is a chief of police in his CUDA, and we'd do that 7 miles all the way down the highway like that, and we'd get to my road or our road, and I'd turn right, and he'd turn left, and that was it till Monday. That's those cars we snuck people into drive-ins with. I snuck several people into the drive-in in the back of my Fairlane. Rusty is firing in today in history, guys. Bada boom. 1729 Natchez Indian Massacre. 138 Frenchmen, 35 French women, 56 children at Fort Rosalie, near the site of modern day Natchez, Mississippi. 1745 French troops, Indian forces attacked Saratoga, New York, killing many and taking prisoners. His friends raised people for titties. I bet a guy $100 that I could burn off his 12-inch slicks and get them babies up. 1775, Second Continental Congress formally establishes the Continental Navy. Titles. Oh, title. Oh, I see that. Sorry, from back here it looked like two T's. Not a T and an L. Used to race for titties. Wow. I never had to race for my titties. They just crawled into my Fairlane. Thank you very much. 1785, the Treaty of Hopewell is signed between Confederation Congress of the United States of America and the Cherokee people. And tried second time, pulled the front wheels up 3 foot in the air, blew up the rear end, broke the rear pillar welds. Oh, God. Wow. 1795, U.S. pays $800,000 and a frigate as tribute to Algiers and Tunis. 1853, Olympia forms as capital of Washington Territory. I wonder if Olympia is located on the Olympia Peninsula with the Olympia Mountains. It's one of those trivia questions that we do on occasion. It just kind of echoes, never goes away. 1861, Confederate Congress officially admits Missouri to Confederacy. 1862, Battle of Cane Hill, Arkansas. 475 casualties. 1862, Battle of Hooley Springs, Mississippi. 1864, third day battle at Waynesboro, Jones Plantation, Georgia. 1864, Battle of New Creek, West Virginia. Rosser's raid Fort Kelly. I just posted a video on Facebook by a DNA specialist on why 80% of Americans who claim native blood, especially Cherokee. Yeah, I seen that, Chris. I seen that yesterday, I think it was. He's very interesting. 1871, Ku Klux Klan trials begin in federal district court in South Carolina. You know, I just noticed we were cockeyed. It's never a good thing to be. Where'd everybody go? Oh, goodness gracious sakes. You know, I'm proud to say, too, guys, that, you know, I was talking earlier about doing things here at the end of the year, beginning of 2023, I've never done before. We have had a great response to the Adopt a Family and the Toys for Tots thing. We've not got a lot of donations yet. A lot of people have inquired about my address to actually send gifts or non-perishable food, stuff like that. But we have got a lot of responses, emails, things like that, comments. Kind of made us popular a little bit, especially involving all of YouTube, not just the channel. Speaking of cars, first car race in America, 1895. America's first auto race organized by the Chicago Times-Herald. Chicago to Evanston and back, 6 cars, 55 miles. Frank Doria wins, averaging 7 miles per hour. Very cool. 1907 in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Scrap metal dealing Louis B. Mayer opens first movie theater. 7 mile an hour must have been mind-blowing. You better bet. Even though your horse could run faster, having a perambulator, I believe is what they call them in England, a perambulator. Um, they could go 7 miles an hour. 1908, 154 men die in coal mine explosion in Marianna, Pennsylvania. 1909, Sergei Rachmaninoff, Piano Concerto Number 3, one of the genre's most difficult. Premieres at the New Theater in New York City with composer as soloist and New York Symphony Society. 1914, World War I, following a war-induced closure in July, New York Stock Exchange reopens for bond trading. Well, there's a possibility seminar was deceptive due to repair stops. Yeah, it's possible. Rachmaninoff. Blink, blink. Blink, blink. 1925, Grand Ole Opry premieres as WSM Barn Dance on WSM Radio, Nashville, Tennessee.
Ralphie's stalking a bug that I don't see.
He's stalking a bug that you don't see.
Yeah, I don't see it though.
All right. Have a good day. Have a good Friday.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
That's my thoughts.
Raising the roof. Raising the roof. Whoop, whoop. Radio premiere 1932. Groucho Marx performs on the radio for the first time. (1933), a Dallas grand jury delivers a murder indictment against Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow for the January 1933 killing of Tarrant County Deputy Malcolm Davis. I think I might do a video on them sometime soon. (1942), 492 die in a fire that destroyed Coconut Grove nightclub in Boston. (1948), Hopalong Cassidy premieres on TV. Man, could you imagine the level of excitement that kids had after listening to Hopalong on the radio to actually be able to see Hopalong Cassidy's adventures for the first time? Same with the Lone Ranger. I remember looking at old vintage photos of little kids sitting by the radio with their toy silver or their pistols or their cowboy hats on. Could you imagine getting to see it on TV for the first time? 1949, Texas Little Darling opens at Mark Hellinger, New York City for 293 performances. 1951, John Van Druten's I Am a Camera premieres in New York City. Yeah, I know. Most didn't have TVs. Um, TVs started becoming popular in the early mid 50s, like 50, 54, 55, 53, 54, something like that. 1953, Wish You Were Here closes at Imperial Theater, New York City after 597 performances. Okay, yeah, TVs didn't start becoming widespread until the 50s. 1954, KCKT, now KSNC TV Channel 2 in Great Bend, Kansas, first broadcast. 1955, KMVI, now KMAU TV Channel 12 in Waluku, Wailuku, I don't know. Hawaii begins broadcasting. 1955, KTHV TV Channel 11 in Little Rock, Arkansas begins broadcasting. People don't realize that we were still paying for World War II and then Korea in the 50s. It's true. Ask Brits that are our age, some will remember. 1957, Look Homeward Angel, play based on the book by Thomas Wolfe, adapted by Ketty Friggs, and starring Anthony Perkins, premieres in New York City. 1958, KCOO, now KABY. So you went from Cuckoo to KB. TV Channel 9 in Aberdeen, South Dakota begins broadcasting. 1958, U.S. reports first full-range firing of an intercontinental ballistic missile. 1959, KOMC, now KSNK, TV, Channel 8 in McCook, Oberlin, Nebraska begins broadcasting. So where is the fire at the Nevada? So where this they fire it at Nevada from? 1960, CBS Radio expands hourly news coverage from 5 to 10 minutes. Hourly news coverage. Oh, God. My grandparents were typical of their generation and bought first TV for coronation of the late Queen. Wow. 1963, WHNT TV Channel 19 in Huntsville, Alabama begins broadcasting. 1964, Mariner 4 launched first probe to fly by Mars. Oh, gotcha. Where'd they fire it from? That's a that's a good question. I mean, it's a full range intercontinental ballistic missile. So, that's a real good question. Yeah, I mean, they fired it at Nevada. I mean, they didn't mind blowing shit up in Nevada. 1971, Me Nobody Knows closes at Helen Hayes Theater, New York City after 587 performances. Hey, Jan, hope your eye doctor appointment went well. Jay was in here bopping around a little bit this morning, hanging out. Told us she had an eye appointment. Hope everything went good, and the doctor gave you 2 thumbs up. Hopefully, neither one of them got near your eye. But, yeah. 1972, Via Galactica opens at Uris Theater, New York City for 7 performances. It was great. I'm done seeing him. Fan-frickin-tastic. Fantastic. (1974) John Lennon's last concert appearance as a guest of Elton John, Madison Square Garden, New York City, New York. They perform Whatever Gets You Through the Night and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I'm seeing 2015 in both eyes. Very cool. Very cool. That's great news. That's great. (1975) As the World Turns and The Edge of Night, the final 2 American soap operas that had resisted going to pre-tape broadcasts air their last live episodes. Here's I saw her standing there. Let's see. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. 1978, Atlantic Records releases Briefcase Full of Blues, the debut album of the Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi. Album tops the chart, becomes best-selling blues record. For those of you that didn't know, we have had, John's gone, but James Belushi has taken over the mantle with the Blues Brothers. We have had both Dan Aykroyd and James Belushi in Michigan, right here within 15 miles of the house this year. Of course, they were here promoting their streams of marijuana, but I mean, they still came to our repositories and promoted. 1982, Pirates of Penzance closes at Yaris Theater, New York City after 772 performances. 1983, ninth NASA Space Shuttle mission, Columbia 6 launches. 1984, over 250 years after their deaths, William Penn and his wife Hannah Callowhill Penn are made honorary citizens of the United States. 1986, U.S. Reagan administration exceeds SALT II arms limitations for the first time. 1993, Grey's Anatomy opens at Beaumont Theater, New York City for 13 performances. In 2017, Sasha Grey's Anatomy premieres on Pornhub. Hamster, XNXX. 1994, convicted serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer is clubbed to death by fellow inmate Christopher Scarver in the Columbia Correctional Institution gym in Portage, Wisconsin. He who has more guns wins. That's the rumor. 1995, James Brady, former White House press secretary, suffers a heart attack. 1997, final episode of Beavis and Butthead on MTV. Yep. What a sad time it was. It'd be the last time anybody ever heard. Beavis, you're a asshole. (2016) musical Hamilton, starring Lin-Manuel Miranda and Anthony Ramos, sets record for most money earned in a week on Broadway, $3.3 million. Oh wait, I'm sorry. $3.3 million. Hey, Templar. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. I would say happy Monday, but I know you're at work, and there's no such a thing as a happy Monday. So, Monday. 2020, Joe Biden injures his foot playing with his dog, Major. I got nothing. And that is all. Thank you, Rusty, for another good today in history. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. I like it when you do today in history, man. There's all kinds of, you always find the cool stuff. Yes, that's true. No happiness for me till I get home. Sorry, Broseph. Wish there was some way we could make it better. That's right, Rusty. Drink, 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 play, play. That's right. Hey, Freedom. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. who's running our country. That's okay. I think it would have been really, really cool if Iron Dog came in right as Rusty did the Biden breaking his foot thing. Because for those of you that didn't know, Iron Dog does a live stream about it starts at 6:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And his thumbnail this morning was a big Rottweiler taking a poop in the yard, and at the very top of it, the caption was "Sliding a Biden." And then Rusty, of course, had to inform us that Biden, slipped and broke his foot um, playing with his dog. So there's always a sliding Biden somewhere. Doing well, hope you're well. Oh yeah, I am fine. I'm fine. Got tomorrow's video already done. I'm going to spend today working on Thursdays. Then, of course, y'all don't forget Friday night. I've got some very special guests coming on. It's probably going to be one of our more enlightening Friday night streams. Let's just put it that way. Let me see, y'all. Oh, I've been hilarious. Just catching you all live makes my day better. At least it'll till break is over. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think that was a typo. Meant dong and not dog. That's very possible. He might have broke his foot playing with his dong. Who knows? I don't know. Loved yesterday's video. Well, tomorrow's video will be the very last one for Native American Indian Heritage Month. And I saved the best for last. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to go into any detail. I have been holding off trying to save this one for the very last video of the month. And believe you me, it's a story I heard back in my 20s. And several native tribes 500 years ago, 600 years ago, 800 years ago, had this prophecy. Tribes that never had contact with each other, tribes that didn't even know that the others existed, all had and forecasted the same prophecy. So that is what we are going to do tomorrow. Like I said, it's pretty good. But it's really kind of funny because prophecies are a lot like Bigfoot. You have got Native Americans from all over America, all over Canada, that all report exactly the same thing, but several of them never had contact with each other. So how is somebody in Mississippi going to report the same thing as somebody in Saskatchewan, describe an identical thing when they never had contact with each other? That's the same with prophecy. Maybe he meant foot long, since he is really just all up. Since the bungling Bengals won yesterday, Jay will pick up Gold Star chili for dinner. It's buy one, get one free. Oh, that's cool. I think I'm going to save my chili for Wednesday night. It's supposed to be chilly again, which I mean, we're only in the 40s now, but Wednesday's supposed to be back in the 30s again with a chance of snow. So I might just make chili on Wednesday. No, I won't because the wife's off. I'll make chili on Thursday. I'm not a Bengal fan. Don't watch Pro Bowl, just college. We actually got to sit down on Thanksgiving and I watched the first uh, pro football game in, my God, 7 years. But the only reason, like I was saying earlier, the only reason I got to watch it's because we had company. So Grandma sat in the kitchen and um, I turned on the game Thanksgiving Day, and that was a pretty good game. Didn't end like I wanted it to, but it's supposed to get cold here too. It's supposed to be 50s all week here. You're lucky. You're lucky. We're in the 40s. We've been in the 40s. We're supposed to get to 50, I think, once or twice this week, and it's going to be 30s. So, yep. Winter in Michigan. 6 here tomorrow, I think. I'll put brake pads on the truck. There you go. Sounds good. If I leave now, I should be there in time for chili dinner. Yeah, like you would even take the time off work to take a vacation. I don't know what you're trying to pull, mister. You work too damn hard. Take a vacation. It is owning a Dodge Freedom. Don't envy you. Hate snow. I love it because it's the only time I can get my daughter outside. That's the only time I can get my daughter outside is when it snows. She don't like the heat. She don't like the humidity. But boy, she will go outside in 3 foot of snow, and you won't see her until her toes and her fingers turn blue. JL, good morning. Hope you're doing good. There ain't no rest for the wicked. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Sunday we're going up to see the kids' new house and meet the grand dog. Cool. Get to meet your grand doggy for the first time. I've changed nearly everything on this. Well, and we've talked about it in here before. I don't mind. I don't mind the snow. You know, I especially don't mind it right around Christmas time. I want a white Christmas. That's all I care about. Get up Christmas morning. There's snow everywhere. Of course, for those of you that have been with me for a while, my daughter is 14 years old. I still, I still leave her with more questions on Christmas morning than answers. Sled tracks in the snow, boot prints in the snow, even video. 2 years ago, I took the video of Santa Claus by the Christmas tree and She said, Dad, that's you. I'm like, no, it's not. She said, yes, it is. I said, no, it's not. And then all of a sudden you heard me talking behind the camera. And she's like, wait, what? So last year, I filmed Santa Claus at the Christmas tree, and I was right there with him. And she said, well, that's Mom. I said, no, it's not. And about that time, her mom come walking out of the kitchen and was talking to Santa too, and she just lost her frickin' mind. She still hasn't figured it out. The pleasures of green screen. Yeah, vehicles are fun, especially when they start nickel and diming. Yeah, exactly. I bought the thing for $2,000. Have put 5 or 6 grand in it. Yeah, apart from being attractive on Christmas cards, what's the point of snow? 1,500 a year. Snow makes animals easier to follow and kill and eat. There you go. There you go. Sand works just as well. Yeah, if you're hunting a fish or a duck, something like that. Had my car for 10 years. I put about $4,000 in it so far to keep it going. Glub, 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 glub. They have deer and turkey and such down south. Got them up here too. I lived at the clubhouse in the mountains. Always had the track for the city. Yeah, yeah, 'cause they don't know nothing about it. Very few critters blend into a snow white background. Snowshoe hare. That's about it. An Arctic fox, which we don't live in the Arctic, so yeah. Wouldn't know hunting. Not my forte. Waiting on the third catalytic converter to come in. No one told me. Stupid thing had 3 of them. I don't understand it. Every car I've ever had that had catalytic converters on it only had one catalytic converter and one muffler. Ouch, 4 of them on the truck. Jeez, criminy. No, nothing's built to last anymore. You are correct. Has 2, and I have done it twice. 3 in case. 1 or 2 were stolen. Wow. My God, boys and girls, we are down to 15 minutes already. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. as expensive as people think, but still, my engine light comes on when one of them goes bad. That's good. At least you know. I always have issues with starters and charges holding. Hmm. I think I've had to replace one starter in my entire life. Now batteries, oh yeah, we need to scrape up the money to get a new battery for her Chevy now. It's not got near the cold cranking amps that it needs, but it came from Arizona, so we need to get a little bit higher cold cranking battery for this thing. It gets down in the teens. I go out and try to start it in the morning, and it's roar, 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 roar. We get as cold as we're supposed to get this winter. Be missing a lot of work. It cost me $1,800 to get this one replaced. My God. Well, now you know why people steal them. That platinum in those things are worth a buttload of money. Alternators are my bestie. Not wood. I haven't had to replace a starter. 250 and $5 for bolts. Wow. Everything ourselves. Tired of spending excess money. Wood haven't had to replace a starter. That's $250. Jeez, criminy. I've never replaced a catalytic converter or anything like that. Matter of fact, every truck I ever had, I took them off. We have a real good friend that does exhausts on vehicles, and he takes off the mufflers, takes off the catalytic converters, and runs straight pipes. I should do brakes, lower ball joints, tie rod ends too, but there isn't that much time in a day. Yeah, really. Which vehicle still had carburetors? Yeah, yeah, really. Yeah, Tony don't mess around. He relies on his vehicles. Gives him a chance to get the hell out the house and make his trips down to the cabin, down to the homestead. So he don't mess around. He wants his vehicles in good running shape. If you work on your own stuff, have a newer vehicle, get an OBD2 reader, invest in one. I do too, but can't do all that myself anymore, so I take it to have it done. And that's why we're glad that Steph's old boss, her husband, is the manager of our local Napa. And whenever she needs things done on any of her cars, she just takes them out to him, and he does her right, has the guys go completely over the vehicle, the whole shebang. So, don't know where we would be without him. And thankfully, we have older vehicles. I hate tech. I replaced the upper ball joints, bushings, but got lazy and put off the lowers and the tie rod ends. I've had the parts for a year or so. Yeah, I started to say you ordered those parts quite a long time ago. And, yep, I better get them done before winter, buddy. Always meaning when you do something, you do it right. Need to fix everything. Lower ball joints weren't loose. All right, Freedom. All right, you have yourself a blessed day. And hope you don't got a lot to do. Hope you get to relax a little bit today. Watch some TV and just take her easy. Might do the pads, tie rod ends though. Should be time enough. Yeah, it should be. Yep, getting down to that time, y'all. Getting down. We got 6 minutes left. We are down to 6 folks in here. Yep, 5 now. Like I said, I'm going to kick back. I'm going to work on Thursday's video, get it out of the way, and then I won't really have anything to do the rest of the week. Except get ready for our town's Christmas tree lighting and stuff like that here in a few days. Of course, I'll be all gussied up for that. And go up and visit with Santa Claus and do some recording and stuff. So we do our Christmas tree lighting. We get the old hot cocoa and the cookies and the hot coffee and stuff out there down here at the Log Cabin Museum. I want to get the Suburban from my daughter and see how much work it needs. There you go. I'm going to watch movies on my iPad. Very cool. Very cool. We don't do a tree anymore. No reason. We got ours up. We've just not had a chance to decorate it yet. Ash and I put it up on Friday. But, Steph's been working till 6, not getting home till almost 7. She's finally back at her own casino again, starting today, right here, 15 minutes from home. No more hour drive. So, tonight or tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, who knows. We'll finally get the tree decorated, get the rest of the lights up outside that we have, and hope they all work. Because if they don't, they'll be real pretty in the daytime, but people aren't going to see much at night. for my appointment to get a scan, take my hernia. Doctor just got my confirmation number from insurance. Ah, wow. Well, they have their Christmas trees up for 2 days. You know, John, I've heard that before once. I don't know how true that is. I really honestly don't. Um, I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look into that. Good morning, by the way. Good to see you. Well, trees were fire hazard and most heated with open flame. They actually did. And, you know, several of the immigrants, especially like people of German lineage and stuff, one of their big things for decorating a tree was using live candles. So once again, you know, a fire hazard in the home. So I don't know. I've never heard that before, but it will definitely be worth checking into. I mean, I have heard it, but I've not. I've only heard it once in one location that they only kept them up for a couple of days. Now I know a lot of people just didn't put any kind of lights on the trees. They would put a lot of decorations and garlands and stuff like that on them, bows. But I don't know. Yeah, good to see you too, John. Shit, they actually did. I don't make this shit up. Never saw a tree before Christmas morning. When I was a kid, parents wouldn't put it up till I went to bed. And back then there wasn't a lot of free space, plus free time. Amen to that. Amen to that. All summer long they were dealing with their stock or their crops or whatever. All winter long they were dealing with keeping their stock from dying, overexposure, things like that. That was a lot of work back in. That was a lot of work back then, just to daily survive, guys. So I mean, you know, it's not like nowadays when you know, people work a full-time job. Um, and still have time to do everything else. And have time to sit down and watch TV of an evening. The stock were there in the winter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And depending upon where you lived at, you really had to work hard to keep your stock from, you know, succumbing to the cold and stuff. But all right, guys, and I hear the first burritos and taco had fish and organ meat in them. Huh. Now, I've never heard that. There's one thing that actually shocked me about recreating colonial era. The amount of work it was just to live. Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. But all right, guys and gals, it is that time. It's time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. So I'm going to do everything in my power to be on tonight. I have finally found a combination of rubs that keep my knees from feeling like they want to evac away from my body and leave me laying on the floor in a slump. So we'll see how I feel tonight. Between the icy hot and the numbing rub, I'm finally getting to that point where I don't need to walk with my cane. So I'm quite happy about that. Yeah, well, you know, John, we are too. We all kind of get bit by that history bug. So you're fine. You are fine. But you guys all take care. Have an absolutely amazing day. For those of you that half the day is already gone, have an absolutely amazing afternoon and evening. Um, we will do our best to be here tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time as usual. But until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God love you. God bless you. We do. We'll see y'all later. Have a good day, guys.